Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Hello, and welcome back to another podcast. I'm recording this the second day of school starting, and we are in a different season. Landon is in college. Gabrielle, he's in college near home, and Gabrielle is in high school, but it's just different. Trying to get back into the kind of the schedule, and I can do a whole nother podcast about school time and kids and that, but it's an adjustment every year for me, and this year it's a little bit different with them not going to the same school, just getting back into the swing of things this week is just for everybody. It's not just me. I know everybody that has the kids going back to school and the schedules and their, sports or extra activities they have after school. It's just a crazy season when school starts. And for the record, it's one that I'm never a fan of. I am one of those parents that I don't want the kids to start school, but here we are. So today's podcast isn't about that. It is about, first of all, I want to let you guys know that I do have a free Facebook group for furniture flippers, and I would love to have you join that. I will leave a link to that group in the show notes here, but something that came up inside the group, and I'm like, I got to get on the podcast and just encourage other people, because I know I've said it here before. I've said it on Instagram. I've said it everywhere, that if one person has, that question or is thinking that, then at least 3 other people are thinking that or have that question. And so I just want to encourage so many people today, because it came up in a post inside the group, and the responses, I shouldn't say they surprised me. They made me, I was just like typing away. I just wanted to talk to all these people one-on-one, and I just wanted to encourage them. And so if any of these pain points or any of these thoughts are in your head, or you're thinking about these, please listen and let me steer you in a different direction. So the post inside the group was asking, let me just open it up here to make sure that I'm not saying it wrong. So one of the questions when you join the group, it's a free group. So like I said, check the link in the show notes here and join us, because there's a lot of fun things that go on inside this group. But basically, one of the questions we asked is, are you a furniture flipper? And what is holding you back, basically? What's stopping you? You want to become a furniture flipper, or maybe you've done a couple pieces and now it's like you're stopped, or you feel something's holding you back. And so the number, hang on one second. So when I saw these responses in this post, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. So I just wanted to make sure I'm on the right thing. The responses to this are, I feel like a lot of people think this, but to make some of these thoughts or ideas, or some of them are excuses or whatever you want to call them, to make them completely stop your goals or completely stop from you taking a step forward. I just want to talk you off that ledge, and do not let these things stop you. And this is across the board. So this is not just for a furniture flipper. I don't care what it is. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you starting a new job? Do you want to start a new side hustle? Do you want to learn how to dance? Do you want to, whatever it is that you want to do, or you've put out there that you want to do, or maybe it's just to yourself. You're thinking, I really want to learn how to dance, and I would love to take some classes, and but da-da-da. And so, for furniture flippers, I can speak to you, but it's amazing. It's with anything. And since I have started this whole My Creative Days thing that I just started as, just started to show my friends and family what we were doing. And now it's grown into so much more. I just feel like, after I kind of learned like what this could be and where this could take me and all of those things, I just started putting one foot in front of the other, and I haven't stopped. And so I just want to help and talk and encourage people to just keep going. So one of the things that came up was I don't have the room or the capital. And inside this, you guys know, if you've listened to any of my podcasts, I have to have a paper and a pen next to me because I need to remind myself of notes or just remind myself to talk about something because I will lose it or I will forget it. So number one, I will check the show notes for this podcast because I'm going to leave some links that will help you and it will just kind of dive in a little bit deeper. But if you don't have the room or the capital, you guys, I am still flipping furniture pieces in our living room. I do not have a designated workshop. Most flippers do not have a huge, beautiful workshop with, tools organized and all lined up in the workshop or in the, it's not, you don't need a huge space or a separate workspace to work on to flip furniture. I don't know who put that out there that you needed that, but I would love to talk to that person because it is not true. I started flipping furniture over 20 years ago. I literally had babies. Like I was holding babies in our living room, flipping furniture, cleaning them or, applying a coat of paint or whatever it was. Like we've done this everywhere. I've done it in the toy room while the kids are playing. I've done it in the, we do not have a lot of storage at all in our home, and where our laundry is, it's kind of like storage laundry together. So I'm still like doing pieces in there when the weather isn't cooperating. We do have a garage, so I do work in there as well, but literally we live in Iowa, so I can't work outside all year round. Humidity in the summer and then obviously the cold winters, neither one of those are good for flipping furniture or painting or top coating, those kinds of things. So there's a lot of times that I am working inside our home, and it's all you need is the space that the piece is taking up. And so that is easy for me to, put a primer on or a top coat on or paint on, in our living room. And then as it sits there, I just move it out of the way as it's drying and go about our business. Like you don't need a lot of room to do this. Another thing they said was they don't have the capital. You do not need a ton of money to start flipping furniture, which is why I started this, right? I started flipping furniture because I wanted to furnish our home and our budget, our first house. There was no way I could just walk into any furniture store and just buy all the furniture to furnish our home. There was just no way. And so I started flipping furniture to furnish our home. And so, I found out you don't need a lot of money to do it. So if you're doing it for your home or to sell, you do not need a lot of capital. And I actually have a blog post all about how to start for free. Like you can start flipping furniture for free. Like you can find pieces for free. You don't need a ton of tools and a ton of things, a ton of paint and top coats. And there are many times I'm finding pieces, you guys, that just need a good cleaning, or they just need like a restore finish or some like a product that's inexpensive. I want to say it's under $10 or it's right around $10. You wipe that stuff on it and it makes the piece look brand new. Like I have done that to some pieces and I've loved them so much they're still in our home today. So space and capital, we got to take that out of. Those are two things that you don't need a lot of to get started. And that's one of the reasons why when people reach out to me, I will have, moms or people that have retired, people that are just young people, college students, or they're going to go back to school and they just want to start they think that flipping furniture could be a great side hustle or a way for them to make some income. Stay-at-home moms that want to pay for dance lessons or, the soccer league their kids want to do, or she just wants to be able to contribute money to the home budget or to take more vacations. Flipping furniture can do those things. Just the other day, I was on, I don't know if it was Instagram or if it was TikTok. I can't remember, but I saw a post or a story or whatever it was about somebody that had, you guys, I think it was like $10,000 in some kind of bill. So like a doctor's bill or a dentist bill or something. They were able to pay off that bill in 5 months with just flipping furniture. It makes me so excited because I know what it's done for our family. And so to help other people do it, or it's just like, it's so doable. And these kinds of things that, I don't have the room or the capital that is actually stopping somebody from starting. It's like, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk you off the ledge and like get you started. Those are two things right there that should not stop you from even starting. Okay, let's go to the second one. I get excited. Can you guys tell that like through the podcast? My hands start flailing and I just get excited because it's so doable. And it's if you guys have watched any of my content, if you guys have consumed any of my content, I am always looking for ways to save money. If there's a coupon or an app that's going to save me money, if there is something I want, but I know I can make it a lot cheaper, I'm going to do it. Like, this is my passion, and to help other people do it is like where it's at for me right now, because it's done so much for me and for the people that I've already helped. And so I just get excited to talk about it. So and then when I saw these inside the group, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just need to, there's got to be more people that think these same things. So somebody else said, I question my abilities and second guess my color choices. I get easily discouraged when something turns out great after months of being scared only to not sell it. Your abilities are going to get better and better and better as you keep doing it. Again, this is the same concept with anything you want to get better at, right? So the more you do it, your abilities are going to get better. And there are definitely steps I would tell you to take and things to do and not to do as a beginning flipper, just starting out, compared to somebody that's been doing it for 5 years, 10 years or whatever, right? Like you can take on more pieces. You can maybe pick up a piece that's, needs more repairs but in the beginning, literally, it doesn't take a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of space, and you don't need a ton of years behind you to be successful at all. So there are definitely things to look out for. And I can, like I said, I'll leave some links to some more blog posts to help you out with some of that, but just keep doing it. Don't let that stop you. I wish I would have had somebody that had kind of gone before me in the whole furniture flipping thing that I could learn from in the beginning. You guys, I wasted so many years just trying and failing over and over and over again. And I don't want to see anybody do that because time is the one thing we can't get back, right? We can make more money. We can find another furniture piece if it really got messed up, but you cannot get time back. And so, I want to help as many people as I can do this successfully and right from the bat. So as far as color choices, so I talk about there's kind of, like a research phase I talk about it inside my furniture flipping course that is super helpful in figuring out, what styles you should be picking up, what pieces you should be picking up, colors you should be, choosing for your pieces. There's definitely kind of a formula that can help you do that. But when you second guess your color choices, to start out, I would always say to go neutral because that's going to fit every style. When if you start as you go along and you start getting more projects under you and your abilities start growing, then definitely you can kind of, maybe there's like a style or a paint technique or bright colors or whatever it is that you are just going to be known for, then rock that like it's nobody's business. Like go for that. But in the beginning, I definitely would discourage you from doing that. And as far as something, you get discouraged when something turns out great after months of being scared and then only not to sell it. So there's definitely, there's ways to sell pieces and there's ways not to sell pieces. And so those things are things that you need to know and learn. Definitely I go over all of that also inside my course. But don't let that discourage you. There's so many ways that you can sell furniture pieces. It's unbelievable. Like, you are probably only thinking of a few spaces and ways to sell your pieces in, but there are so many ways to sell your pieces. Sell them in person, sell them online, sell them through social media, ship them to people. Like, there are so many options that, and none of them are scary. That's the thing. None of them are scary at all. So definitely, look into other ways to selling your pieces than maybe just Facebook Marketplace, if that's what you're doing, because the options are endless. I like to be able to flip furniture to fund my addiction to creating beautiful furniture and not get crowded out of my own home by my projects. So this one I love because I live it still to this day. So, besides flipping furniture, I'm also somebody that loves to organize and clean my house, and I purge and get rid of things a lot. But so my rule is, if I pick up a piece of furniture to flip, and after I get it done, if I love it, it may stay in our home. But that means that another piece in our home, wherever it's going, the other piece has to be sold. So it's a one in, one out. I mean, you don't want your home looking like a furniture store. But so definitely, and get your pieces done. So you don't want your home crowded by your projects. Get your pieces done. Don't start another one until you've finished one. Unless you're doing like a day of, you're getting out a paint sprayer, if that's how you do it, and you're painting everything white, then you may be working on multiple projects. But if not, finish one, get it listed, depending on where you take it to your booth, depending on where you're selling it, and then work on another one. The goal is to move them. And if you decide to keep one in your house, something else has to go. Okay, another thing, and I've kind of talked about this in a different podcast, but somebody said time, and somebody said fear. So time, here's my main thing, time. We all find time for things we want to do, period, end of discussion. So if that is, again, if it's not furniture flipping, if you want to learn how to dance, you're gonna find the time to take classes. If you want to learn how to speak another language, you're gonna find the time to take the classes or courses or whatever it is that you need to do it. If you want to flip furniture, if you want to make money flipping furniture, you're gonna take the time to do it. Like, when people say, I don't have the time, listen, we're all given 24 hours in a day. Every single one of us, right? We're on the same playing field. And some of us, depending on the season of life we're in, have more, commitments than others, right? So if you have a child that is in, let's say sports, or you have multiple kids in sports, and you're going from, school to practices to games to whatever, there is a season or a time in the year or a time in the week that you can set aside 1 hour, 2 hours to work on this or to work on the thing that you want to do. Like, there is, I like to say, look at the time that you spent on your phone this week. How many hours have you spent on your phone this week? Those hours could be doing this other thing that you want to be doing, right? So we all find time to sit and browse through our phone for hours and hours, but yet those, we all then come up with the excuse that I don't have time to do this thing that I really want to do. I really have this goal. I want to make more money. I want to grow a furniture flipping business, but I don't have the time. Yet I just noticed that I spent 12 hours this week perusing through Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest on my phone. Right? So we just need to be honest with ourselves about the whole time thing. And I'm telling you, I started this in the beginning just to furnish our home. When I started my website and, the things just started growing, and I was doing this while I was working a full-time job inside my home. I had like a full-time daycare inside my home. And then I was working, and we had our 2 kids. So I was working from sun up to sundown and all of weekends on whatever job and my kids and my family, right? I found the time. I made it happen. I saw what could be possible and I just made it happen. I sat down and I did the work, right? I took the courses, or I did the work that I knew I had to grow social media or whatever it was at the time that I was trying to do, or the goal that I had. So we have the time. You do have the time. You just have to look at your schedule, and you just have to rethink about where you are spending your time. The time you're spending doing certain things, are those getting you to these goals or these things that you want to do? If not, use that time. Use that time. Fear. So this one I could do a whole podcast about, an entire podcast about, because you doubt this is another one where I doubt myself and my ideas, so you're scared to even start. So fear is a big one. And here's the thing. I think now, and I've done a lot of work with myself and this business, and I've read so many books, and I've just, if you're not scared about something, or if something doesn't give you a little bit of butterflies, you're not changing, right? And so our kids now, when they do something new, or they're going to a new school, or they're, starting a new school year, or they're, not doing something they used to do and trying something new, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to not know all the answers, because you're going to learn so much throughout the process. So fear itself should not stop you from even getting started, because then you're letting fear win, right? I'm just trying to think of all the things, think about back into your life. There are so many scary things you've done. There have been scary things that, new things you've tried, new schools, new jobs, new, when you met your husband, you got married, you had a baby, whatever it is, right? There's a lot of really scary things that we've done or endured in our life. But when we say, it's I want to flip furniture, but I'm scared to start. I wish, what are you scared of? Because failure's not an option. I mean, failure it's when I say it's not an option, meaning failure can't be an option for your answer. Because when you fail at something, you're learning something, right? So it really isn't a failure. All the times that I have failed, I have learned so much more, and I just know I'm not going to do that again, right? So you're never going to repeat the same thing that you met. You're not going to do it again. You learn not to do that thing because it didn't work, right? So do not let fear stop you, because you're giving it too much power, way too much power. So you need to start. Put one foot in front of the other. I can help you get started. Just don't let fear in anything in your life. Do not let fear. I remember one time I went to, this was early on into when I was growing my creative days, and I was invited to go to New York City for, with this company, and I was I was so excited. I was are you kidding me? New York City. They were paying for the flight, the hotel, everything. And so we decided to make it a family vacation. I had to be in with this company for 3 days. So Matt was I'll just take the kids around New York City. We'll get to do some things. We'll kind of extend it a little bit. Anyway, super exciting. We got to the airport. We got all checked in and all the things, and we're sitting there, waiting to board. And if I don't know if I've said it here, one of my biggest fears is to fly. I think it's a whole control thing. I would never want to control a plane, but you know what I mean? I have no control over this, and I don't love to fly at all. It's an anxiety thing for me that I wish wasn't part of me, but it is. But see, as we were, checked all in, we were kind of waiting for the plane and all that. I'm sitting there inside my thoughts, scared to get on this plane, scared to go meet this company and brand, scared to go sit with other people that were kind of in what I was doing. And I was freaked out, to the point that I looked at Matt and I said, let's just go home. I looked at him and said, I don't want to do this. I just want to go home. Matt, being Matt, talked me off the ledge, and I'm okay, and then I got there. It was so amazing. It is still a trip that our family talks about, but to be able to, somebody recognizes your work And then they fly you out there, they pay for your hotel, you know what I mean? And you get to be immersed into what you're doing. It's unbelievable. Like, it was one of the best experiences of my job. And our family got a really amazing memory-making trip out of it. But I literally almost let fear stop me, and we were going to go home. So just don't. There's so much more on the other side of fear. Just get past that. You've got to find a coping mechanism or some way that you're like, I don't care what it is, some way that you're going to get on the other side of that fear, because there's so much good on the other side of that horrible thing that we all have, which is fear. Another challenge somebody talked about was weather. So I kind of already discussed this. I work in my house a lot of the time. I have both heat and cold. So I just bring it inside. So if the weather, don't let the weather, obviously, just bring it inside. You can work inside. Okay. Let me see. I'm always hunting for new ideas. I feel like I get stuck on a color or style. My goal is to try something out of my comfort zone. I love this response because I'm going to cheer you on any day. Stick with what's working, obviously, but then on the side, if you want to try something out of your comfort zone, do that. Yes, 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 yes. Like, I will cheer you on all day long for that. Keep doing what you know is working, where you get stuck on a color and style. That's working for you, right? But you want to try something else out of your comfort zone, then have that side piece where you're always pushing your comfort zone. I love that. Another one about space. Okay, so I'm just trying to go through these just to make sure that I just wanted to touch on some of these things that I just saw over and over again. So another person talked about comparing themselves to what other people are doing. Okay. I'm going to try not, spend a whole podcast on this either. Again, in anything in your life, do not compare your journey to anybody else's, because it is not even in the same, you can't even compare them at all. So do not ever compare your journey or your projects to somebody else's. It's apples and oranges. There's no way, there's no reason to do it, because there's no even playing field. And especially never, ever, ever compare your beginning, if you're at the beginning of your journey, to somebody's middle or end of a journey, right? They've got so much more time and, put into this than you have, who is just starting out. Comparison it's so bad, like on so many levels. And again, we can do this, social media is huge for this, right? You see other people's homes, you start comparing yours to theirs. You see other people flipping furniture and their success, and you're not as successful. Somebody growing a business. Well, that's where you want to be, but you're not there yet. So you're comparing and feeling bad about yourself. Number one, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you find yourself comparing yourself or feeling less than or worse about yourself after you are on social media, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you are, Pinterest, I don't care, Facebook, when you start feeling bad, those are the accounts. That's your red flag. That's, me waving over you saying those are the accounts you need to delete today. If you don't feel good after you're consuming somebody's content, or you feel like you are less than, your journey is less than, your house is less than, your, it can be people working out, you feel less than, anything like that, delete, right? Unfollow. We all have the superpower of the unfollow button. Use it. That's why it's there. So don't compare yourself, because your journey and where you are it cannot even be compared to somebody else. Let me see. Okay, so lack of time, again, to focus on painting is the thing that's holding me back. Again, we can all find time for it. things take forever because I'm always getting interrupted and I lose my plan of action. So as you keep working on projects, and you'll know, and you'll kind of get a sense of, okay, I know I have to clean, I'm just throwing this out. I know I have to clean, I know I need to scuff sand, and I need to get a primer coat on this thing today. That will take me an hour. I'm just throwing it out. Like, you will get to the point where you'll know, I need 1 hour of uninterrupted time to get this part done, or to get this piece finished, or to get, and again, that time is something you need to put in your schedule, just like anything else, if you really are serious about doing this, right? So you've got to be, no matter what it is, like I said, if you want to start flipping furniture, if you want to take dance lessons, right? You've got to put it on the schedule. You've got to make it a priority. And especially if you want to flip furniture, it can be a game changer for you and your family. And I don't want these things that I kind of saw inside this group to hold you back, because they are all things that I can combat. You know what I mean? Like, I can say, no, like, nope, that's not even a thing, right? Like, you aren't even going to compare yourself to Susie that's been doing this for 45 years. And, nope, that, like, you can't even do that, right? So I can combat all these things. And I just want to encourage you to please just start. Please just put one foot in front of the other. We all have the time. We all have the space. You don't need a lot of money. Make it a priority. You're not going to compare your journey, your projects, or anything to anybody else. Like, none of these things should be holding you back. Fear, push past that, because there's so much more, so much better on the other side of fear alone. Like, that alone, push past it, work through it, embrace the butterflies or the scary thoughts or one thing that is so true that we always, and I am somebody that worries, and it's something that I'm always working on, that and patience. Like, and I am finding myself now that I will sometimes, when I say now, like, it's been the past few years, but like, I will wake up in the middle of the night and it's like my brain won't shut off, or it's like, wait a minute, you're not worrying, you're sleeping, wait a minute, let's get up and let's worry about this. And every single time I'm worried, or what do I want to say? Like, I'm constantly thinking about something. It's always worse in my head than whatever happens, right? Like, why do we do this to ourselves? I don't understand it. And it's something I am working on all the time. And I'm talking to myself. I'm talking myself out of it. I'm talking myself off the ledge. So I still deal with those things, but I just know I've done, especially when you start your own, like, business, or there's a lot of scaries and a lot of unknowns, but there is help out there. And if you are somebody that wants to flip furniture, please reach out to me. I have so many resources for you. Like I said, I can talk you off the ledge. I'm just so passionate about it, because there is so much more on the other side of scary, on the other side of fear, that is going to change your life, your family's life. It's doable, and I'm so passionate about it. So I just want to help as many people as possible. So I just had to get on, because this little post inside this group just made me fired up. Like, I just wanted to, and like I said, if you consume my content here on the podcast, if this was for you today, would you let me know? I would love to hear from you. And maybe it's not flipping furniture. Maybe it's something else that you're just trying to work through, or you're just trying to do, or you have a goal. I would love to hear from you. Email me at lindsay@mycreativedays.com. You can reach out to me, send me a DM on Instagram. It's at mycreativedays. I would just love to hear from you. If this group sounds like something that would be good for you, I will, like I said, check out the show notes, because I do have a couple of blog posts that go into some of these things a little bit deeper. I will have the link for the group. Join us. It's a free group. But yeah, don't let these things stop you, you guys, because take it from me. I've been doing this for so long. It's just, and I can, there's people that have taken my course. There are people that are inside my private, community for furniture flippers. Like, amazing things can be had, and I want to push you to get there. So, So yeah, that's it. I could keep going on and on about this, but I'm going to stop this now. So make sure to check out the show notes, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I am grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.